Hi guys, welcome back to TOEFL with Juva. Today I will give you a full sample answer for task 1 in TOEFL speaking. First, I'm going to tell you what task 1 is about. Then I will answer the question, and after that I will show you what you need to do to get a high score. Let's get started. Task 1 is called the choice question. Usually, you are given 2 alternatives and then you have to choose a side and explain why you have this opinion. The question is usually about something that happens in everyday life. For example, whether it's better to read a book on the weekend or to do sports activities, or whether it's better to meet friends at home or somewhere else. So it's quite likely that you're familiar with the topic. You have 15 seconds to prepare your answer and 45 seconds to speak. That's quite challenging because that's not much time. But guys, you can use a trick here. The task is always the same. You always have to talk about your opinion and you must give reasons and examples. You can use this to your advantage. You can prepare how you want to start your sentences so that you don't have to think about that when taking the TOEFL. This is called a TOEFL speaking template. Before I took the TOEFL, I created a speaking template that helped me so much. A template gives you sentence starters to memorize. These sentence starters use linking words and a broad range of vocabulary. This means that when you're taking the TOEFL, you don't need to think about how to start your sentences. And you make sure that you use good vocabulary and a good structure in your answer. Don't forget that you only have 15 seconds to prepare your answer. That's just enough time to think about the key points you want to mention. It's not enough time to think about how you want to start your sentences. If you need a template for TOEFL speaking, click on the link in the description. You can access my templates for all TOEFL speaking tasks. Task 1, 2, 3, and 4 there. Let's have a look at a question. This question says, some students enjoy studying in a group. Others prefer studying alone. Which behavior do you think is better? Explain why. So you have to say whether you think it's better to study in a group or alone. And you have to give reasons for your opinion. I'm now going to give my answer to this question, exactly as I would do it in a TOEFL. I'm going to talk a bit faster now because this is how I would do it in the TOEFL. By the way, you can access a sheet that includes my sample answer, explanations, and tips on how to get a high TOEFL speaking score by clicking on the link in the description below. Let's go! In my opinion, studying with others is better. I feel this way for 2 reasons. First, I think that studying together helps students get better grades. For example, when I was still studying on my own, I didn't perform well in harder subjects because there was no one who would explain difficult topics to me. However, as soon as I started group studying, there was always somebody who could help me, and thus my grades improved considerably. Second, I believe that participating in a study group motivates students to learn more about a subject. For instance, one of my study buddies recently told me about a new concept that I found so exciting that I wanted to know more about it. In fact, I immediately started my research. I'm now going to show you how you can get a high score in TOEFL speaking. Let's have a closer look at my answer, starting with the structure I used. I started with the introduction. In the introduction, I stated my opinion. I said that in my opinion, studying with others is better. Then I used a transition from the introduction to my reasons. I said that I feel this way for 2 reasons. This showed the TOEFL examiners that I was going to give my reasons for my opinion. This will get you points because it structures your answer. Then I talked about my 2 reasons and I gave an example for each reason. Let's have a look at the vocabulary I used. I used my TOEFL speaking template. This made it a lot easier for me to give my answer because I had the sentence starters in my head, so I didn't have to think about those. The template made sure that I used linking words such as first, second, for example, and for instance, which are great to structure your answer. Also, I paraphrased the information given whenever this was possible. Paraphrasing means using different words than those given in the question. If you paraphrase, you show TOEFL that you have a broad range of vocabulary, and this will boost your TOEFL speaking score. For example, the question uses the words studying in a group. I said studying together, group studying, and participating in a study group. Instead of studying alone, I said studying on my own. These are just a few examples of how you can paraphrase in TOEFL speaking. Let's check out the last point, grammar. You should use more complex sentence structures in your answer because this way you show the TOEFL examiners that you have great language skills, and this will improve your TOEFL speaking score. For example, I said there was no one who would explain difficult topics to me. That's a relative clause, which makes a more complex sentence, and I used it to boost my TOEFL speaking score. That's it. That's how you answer task 1 in TOEFL speaking. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. If you have any questions or a video wish, comment below and I would love to see you here next time. Bye bye!